Bumping us in with one of the Mississippi guys we're going to be watching this Sunday at the Grammy Awards. And now joining us live on SuperTalk Mississippi, we've got somebody who is worked up and excited this week. I can guarantee you that. She's the executive director of the Grammy Museum Mississippi up in Cleveland, Emily Havens. How you doing today, Emily?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you?
Doing great. And this is the biggest week of the year for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. We've had a good time all week. In fact, right now we've got students in our soundstage doing an education program with two-time Grammy nominee Carla Thomas, the daughter of Rufus Thomas. And so it's wonderful to be able to bring artists to the museum and give them opportunities to talk to students about their experiences in their life, and then kids to ask them questions. So we love to celebrate this week, of course, with our great Grammy nominees from this state and around, but also being able to bring students to the museum and learn what the road looks like to Grammy Gold. And so we teach that in workshops throughout the week, and just educating people and their opportunities that they have in the music industry.
Well, and that's the thing that I want to make sure people understand. You and I have talked about this before. You hear the word museum and you think, oh, well, they've got some, musical instruments on display, some clothing, just some artifacts, and that's it. And you walk around and look at it and go, huh. It's a very interactive experience at the Grammy Museum, isn't it?
It is. And, in our interactive, of course, the exhibits, we've got, so many exhibits that you can interact with and great films and instruments to play. But our workshops are so interactive, and being able to teach instrument lessons. We just kicked off this past week our workshops and we added voice workshops as well as keyboarding and to our guitar lessons. And so being able to offer these kind of interactive opportunities to kids, bringing in artists where they get to actually learn from them and great tips on how they made a career out of music is certainly, it's really gives kids an opportunity that they don't necessarily have at other places. And so we love to add to music education. That's what we do here. And to be able to add to that footprint in Cleveland, in Mississippi, and honestly to help them learn our history and our legacy in the music industry from this state, things to make them proud to be from Mississippi, and to learn how they can continue that legacy, either as a hobby or as a career, is inspirational. And so we love being able to do that as well.
Well, and it's so encouraging, and that's a type of encouragement that I think a lot of kids don't get much of, certainly not enough of, because somewhere in Mississippi right now is the next Bobby Rush, the next Steve Azar. Steve, I'll expect the check in the mail. The next Castro Coleman, Mr. Sepp, who's nominated this year. Unless they have it demonstrated to them that, hey, this is something I can focus on, something I can be good at and enjoy doing and still become a success, that's an important message for the kids to hear.
Well, absolutely. And look, and Bobby won his first Grammy at age of 83. So he's a two-time Grammy Award winner. Actually, we have one of those Grammys he's loaned to the museum, and we have it on display with a small exhibit featuring Bobby. And he's worked really hard at it. Mr. Sip has been to the museum. He has worked really hard at it. And kids can really and should relate, to somebody as young as Kingfish, who truly started, in schools and in gospel and going to performances, but at the Delta Blues Museum in Clarksdale with lessons. And so, we take it serious when we kicked off our guitar program and our voice and keyboards last week, because, these kids may not they may not be on the front of the stage, and they may not be the one winning a Grammy, but they may pick up something here that gets them through life, where they can songwrite and write down their feelings and talk about their experiences through the day. Or it certainly may end up somebody like Kingfish or Bobby or Mr. Sip, and makes a career and a life at it. It's really good at it. Is knows that on that stage one day winning a Grammy, and I hope they look back and say, hey, we got our start at Grammy Museum Mississippi, and that we played a part of that. So for us to be able to provide opportunities for kids means so much. We do it every single day here, and to be a part of that, and maybe their story in the future where they can add back to our legacy and history in Mississippi is pretty powerful.
Well, and I would suspect I'm going to speak it into existence here, Emily. I'm going to give some good vibes. Somebody is going to get that inspiration this week at the events you have going on leading up to Sunday night's Grammys, and it's going to be the start of something huge. We won't know about it for years, possibly, but then it'll explode out of nowhere, and we'll go, oh, yeah, I remember. It was back in 2024. And that will be the start of something great because you have special events every day this week, right?
We do. We've got workshops, and then tonight we have a great program. Carla will stay over from our education workshop and be here tonight and do a community program. And tomorrow, our kids get to rock the red carpet at Kids Rock the Red Carpet Gala event, and so they get to dress up. And we've got all sorts of fun activities that they'll do here. And our Youth Leadership Council, which is our high school group that works in our museum, and they're going to help host that event tomorrow night. So it's really incredible to be able to offer kids. They're going to karaoke, and they're going to do dance contests, and there's a DJ and all kinds of fun stuff for kids to. The paparazzi will be here taking pictures of these kids on the red carpet and doing interviews. And so to be able to give kids an opportunity like that, I think is a lot of fun for our community. We're going to have free admission on Sunday, and so in celebration, and we'll have the premiere ceremony where some of these awards and our nominees will be, those categories will be at the premiere ceremony that afternoon, and we'll have it going in the sound stage. So our visitors here can step into the sound stage and maybe watch part of that ceremony if they want to. And so just really looking forward to it. Wish all of our Mississippians good luck on Sunday, and just can't wait for some of them. I hope all of them bring back a Grammy.
Well, if you haven't made the trip, if you haven't been to the Grammy Museum, you're missing out. And if ever there was the right week to go, it's this week because there's so much going on. And I suspect we're going to hear some Mississippians' names called at the ceremony to receive their trophy. It wouldn't be the first time, and I think that's going to happen again. We got pretty good odds, I think, this year, Emily.
Yeah, I mean, Kingfishers is just incredible, and I'm so excited for Mr. Sepp and his nomination. And Bobby's been nominated 7 times and 2 Grammys, and so both of those categories are going to be incredible. And I can't wait to see who wins. When Bobby won his first Grammy, we of course wanted to put it and feature it here at the museum, and I don't blame him. He wanted to hold on to it, but when he won his second Grammy, he said, "You're welcome to display one of them now, because I can keep one close and then let the world see the other one." And that's what we've done here at the museum, and be able to share his story. And it's wonderful. We've had all 3 of these nominees at the museum for programs, and we can't wait to welcome them back.
I don't blame Bobby either, because, you win that first Grammy, you're going to keep that one in a secure, undisclosed location. Don't get any fingerprints on it. This one's mine. Makes
right.
Perfect sense. What are there special hours this week at the Grammy Museum, or is it the same hours? And if so, what are they?
Same hours. Of course, we'll open Saturday from 10 to 5, and on Sunday we'll be open from 12 to 3.
10 to 5, 12 to 3 on Sunday. You can still make it up there, and you're open all during the week as well, right?
We are. So there are still some tickets available for tonight. If anybody really wants to hear some incredible stories from Carla Thomas and her life and her experience growing up. I love her. She told me a story about her sister and Elvis. And so she's just got incredible stories about her dad and her life in Memphis and music, and her passion for education. And music education is one of the first ones to really start some of those initiatives in Memphis. And so still got that program tonight, and it's not too late to get tickets for your kids to rock the red carpet. And we'll be open today until 5 and tomorrow until 5.
All you got to do is show up. It's in Cleveland, the Grammy Museum. It's Grammy Week. This is the week to go. Emily's smile, always big, a little bit bigger this week. Just to let you know. So You're going to get the full experience this week if you go up to the Grammy Museum. Keep doing the great stuff that you're doing up there, and keep inspiring these kids. I know I don't have to tell you to do that. You're going to do that no matter what anybody says, but it's important. It is so important to show these kids, especially the talented ones, the ones that could potentially have a future, and be having the discussion with you down the road about whether or not they're going to let you borrow their Grammy. It's important for them to hear that message and see firsthand, hey, this is a real thing, and this is possible, and it's possible for me. That makes a huge difference in lives, Emily. So I think you're changing lives. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. You have a wonderful Grammy week, and we will talk to you again soon. It's Emily Havens up at the Grammy Museum. Big week. Grammys are Sunday. We got some Mississippi folks could be bringing home some trophies on Sunday. As usual, because there's two types of musicians on the planet. The ones from Mississippi, and those other ones. Yeah, I'm biased. What'd you expect? Come on. Get on up to the Grammy Museum and see them. Final segment of the 10 o'clock hour live in the Element Wealth Studios up next.